Hey everyone, welcome back. So we're going to go ahead and go right into the video because I wanted to show you Pampered Pretties' newest collection. So I'm going to show you the swatches first, and then we're going to go ahead and jump into a mani. Now this collection is available right now, and she has 8 new colors with it. I'm going to go ahead and show you 2 colors that are coming out on the 28th, but I'll explain more about that a little bit later. But for now, let's go ahead and go through these swatches. Okay, so these are the 2 Luxe glitters that are coming out on the 28th. Now they are having a Luxe company, it's kind of like the sister company for Pampered Pretties, launching on the 4th of February. So if you guys want more information, make sure you join Pampered Pretties Facebook group or follow their Instagram. So this is the combo I decided to go with. And I also wanted to mention that we are going to be using the 2-in-1 base and top coat gel today, so it's going to be a full gel mani. This is also available now. They also have their peel base available and their builder gel available. I have used this already before. By the way, this is in clear. Since we're going to be using the 2-in-1 gel, we are going to need a lamp, so I'm going to be using my Triple D lamp for today. Okay, so the first color I'm starting with is Lovebirds, which, by the way, you guys, I don't know if you've seen it catch on the camera. This is the shimmer of the colors. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the gel as I would my dip liquid. So meaning I'm going to go 3/4 of the way up my nail and then down to the free edge. Now the key to working with gel, especially for the girls who are like sensitive to the dip liquids, this is a good alternative for you to use, is to go with the gel dip method. The key is to make sure that you're using thin layers of gel. Also, you want to make sure that you clean the cuticles with the cuticle tool or like a toothpick, whatever you use. But you want to also make sure that you cure the nail entirely before you dust off. So that's one of the main keys, and a little bit different process when you would use the gel dip method. So right here, again, I'm going to go in with a thin layer, and now I'm going to go ahead and do a full coat. So I'm doing the same process. I do the 3/4 all the way up my nail, and then 2 full layers of the color. Now, something that I wanted to mention to you guys, that if you use the gel dip method, sometimes because it's a different curing process, like you're not using activator, you're using an LED UV light to cure the gel and the dip powder, sometimes you could get some, not discoloration, but the gel and the LED curing process sometimes alters the color of the dip powder. Now, it doesn't happen to all colors. I just wanted you guys to be aware, because if you do use this method and you can't use the dip liquids, and if you use gel, sometimes the color can change a little bit, either darker or make it a little lighter. It just depends on the actual dip. But I just wanted to make sure, I wanted to let you guys know, sometimes when you use this process, the color can change a little bit. Okay, so right here, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and just dump the rest of the dip into my Dip of Chaos container, because we're gonna do an ombre method later. So I'm gonna go ahead and set that to the side. Next up is a little black dress. Now in the jar, it looks more like a charcoal black, and I didn't do the descriptions this time in this video, but I would describe this black as a charcoal black, not a like midnight pitch black, if that makes sense. So just a heads up, this black is more like a deep gray, or like I said, charcoal black kind of color. Now, sometimes the dip doesn't take all the way, so what I do is I either put my thumb back into the dip, or I kind of like do the pour over method just in that area. That just means that the gel is still a little wet and it's trying to absorb that dip powder. So just go ahead and do the same, either dip it back into the jar or lay it down flat. Whatever method that you use, just go ahead and just dunk it back in there before you actually do the first full cure. Now, you guys, one thing that I like about when I'm working with gels and I'm doing like a mani with them, because I use this method on my mom a lot, is that you can do your whole hand and then do the full 60-second cure. For the sake of the video though, I am doing one nail at a time just because I want to show you guys my technique, or like how I'm doing the actual mani. But like I said, when you're using gel, you can actually do like all of your nails and then do a full cure. All right, so while my thumb is cooking, we're gonna go ahead and get ready for the next one. This one is called XOXO, or Hugs and Kisses, Hugs and Kisses? I don't know, I go with XOXO. So this one has little hearts in it, but what I love about these little hearts is they're not like symmetrical hearts like you can see in some of the dips. It kind of has like a curve at the end of the end of the heart. So I thought that was adorable. So I'm going to go ahead and take my gel and I'm going to go ahead and apply it 3/4 of the way up the nail, and then I'm going to lay my finger into my Dipped of Chaos container. Now you guys, what I like about the gel method and when you're working with glitters is that you can manipulate, move, or change the glitters, like especially the chunky glitters, without having to like work against time. When you're working with dip liquids, you can literally just keep either adding or removing, because the only way it'll cure is when you cure it under the lamp. So that's one big plus of why I like working with gels and chunky glitters. One thing I would recommend though, you guys, that if you do use either a gel base or like a 2-in-1, is you get 2 separate ones, one for your solids and one for your glitters, just so you don't contaminate the gel or anything like that. I do wipe my brush just like I do with my dip liquids on like the clean area of the napkin or a separate napkin to the side, just so I can remove all the glitters or any excess powder I may have on the brush before returning it into the bottle. Again, I'm just trying to avoid any contamination, so I would suggest that you get 2 separate bottles for your glitters and solids, but you don't have to. I mean, when you're traveling, having the 2-in-1 is like awesome, because all you need is your powder, a small lamp, and your 2-in-1. Like, that's awesome. All right, you guys, so number one, don't mind my dirty brushes. These are my ombre brushes. So this is the ones that I use. They're like little eyeshadow brushes from Wet n Wild. You can get them at the dollar store or even on Amazon for like 60 cents or something like that. They're in my Amazon storefront and the link is down below if you want to go ahead and check that out. So let me go ahead and just go over how I like to do my ombre method. I will be doing a vertical ombre. I do have a separate video on how I do vertical ombres with different types of glitters. So I'm going to go ahead and link that down below. So what I like to do is I like to start with the solid first. And that's just like the easier type of powder to start with. I turn my finger 90 degrees so I can focus it only on this half of the nail. And of course, tap the powder onto that area. Once I think I have enough, I'm gonna go ahead and just tap off the excess before I move on to the next one. My first layer, I actually just like to dunk it right into the glitter. That way I know what it needs when I try to ombre it the next time around. So this is how it looks like so far. I feel like I needed like this spot filled in, so I just like tapped it in to the glitter and kind of tapped it onto my nail. Again, you guys are working with gel, so you're not racing against time when it comes to ombre, so that's the good thing. And if you don't like the ombre, you can honestly just wipe it off and start again. Now I did dust away from the camera so I don't contaminate my solid. So just to give you a heads up, I did dust, but to the side. Now we're gonna go ahead and do another layer of gel and we're gonna do the full nail once again. This time around though, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and start with the glitter and then do the solid next. It's the same method, just on the opposite side. We're gonna go ahead and turn the nail 90 degrees, focusing the glitter just on that half of the nail. Once I think I got enough, I'm gonna go ahead and top off the excess, and then I'm gonna move on to the darker solid color, I guess that charcoal color, and I'm gonna go ahead and dust it into that charcoal space where the solid is at. So I like doing it this way because the ombre of the glitter looks better when I do it solid first, then the glitter, and then glitter, then solid, if that makes sense. It just looks better once it's the final result. So while that finger is cooking, we're gonna go ahead and just clean up the area and get ready for the ombre for the ring finger. So for that color, I'm bringing back Lovebirds, but I'm keeping XOXO. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just do the same method, only on the ring finger. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and start with the solid color. This one would be that shimmery Lovebird color, and then doing the glitter. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys watch, and then I'll pop back in before we do our clear cap. Okay, so now we're ready for our clear. I'm gonna go ahead and get some and put it in my Dipped Up Chaos container. Yes, I have a separate container for my clear. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a full layer of gel for my pointer, middle, ring, and pinky, and I'm gonna go ahead and just lay it down into that clear. Now, I'm gonna lay it down more than once because the clear didn't soak up that gel. So you wanna make sure that the gel is pretty much soaked up by any powder that you use before you cure it completely. I want to make sure that the clear is soaked up because when I file and buff, I don't want to file and buff like the glitters that I have on the nails. Now also, you guys, I will be filing and buffing off camera. And then of course we're going to go ahead and do our final layer of the 2-in-1 and add some cuticle oil to see the final result. So stick around, we're almost done. Okay, you guys, so this is how we're looking like after I file and buff. And honestly, you guys, it didn't even take me that long. I could have done it on camera. I guess it was just a little bit easier. I forgot how easy it was for like the gel method. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this hard bristle brush to take off any of that excess dust. I'm also gonna take a lint-free wipe. Today we're gonna use an alcohol wipe, honestly, and kind of just like cleanse the nail before we get started. Now you guys, it looks pretty smooth, like I buffed pretty smooth, that it didn't actually buff too much because since we're still using gel as a top coat, you kind of want your gel to adhere to the nail. If it's completely smooth, it will not stay and it will peel off the nail. So you kind of still want to keep it a little bit rough if you're using a gel top coat. So you guys, I like to do my thumbs separately and cure it like on its own. I've always done it this way. It's just a habit for me. But if you have a lamp that you can fit all 5 nails, you can do all 5 nails at the same time. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my last layer of the 2-in-1 and then we're going to do a full cure. And then we're going to go ahead and add some cuticle oil and I will show you my final result. Now today we're using Scales of a Mermaid. This is in Kitten. This is one of the exclusive scents. But we're going to go ahead and put that into our skin and in the cuticle area just to hydrate everything back up. And this is our final result, you guys. I hope you love it. Didn't it come out so cute? I love that dark color with the pink. So again, we used the 2-in-1 today. It is available right now. So make sure you guys go ahead and check that out. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.